On today's episode of Watch Share Go, we are back with my $1,500 Nissan 350Z. Yeah, it costs a little bit more now. Now there's like $2,000 in it. But today we're finally going to align it so it drives correctly. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch Share Go, and today, like I said, we're here with my 2003 Nissan 350Z, and we need to see if the windows roll down on the remote. Oh, they do! Yeah, buddy! All right, that's good news. I love you, Nissan, for that. BMW, stop doing it. Come on, BMW. It's like the greatest feature. Anyway, let's head over to the Car Ninjas first. We have to load up his tools. I need to run back over to him and get this thing on his alignment rack and figure out why this car only likes to turn one direction, because it's kind of hard to drift it with the steering all cocked to the side. And just like that, we are here at German Motor Works, the Car Ninjas here in Wichita, Kansas, and the 350Z is up on the alignment rack. I've got the sensors on, and it looks like everything's set up. This thing is so bad that as I raised the car up and rolled it forward, the alignment machine said, you may have like messed this up, but it's actually completely correct. As you can see, it's just that far off, which explains why it always wants to turn, I think, to the right and not to the left. I forgot which way, but we're just gonna go ahead and zero that toe out, and that should really kind of nail this down for me. So that's where we're gonna start, and I'm super excited to get this straightened out. Also, this process is super fun and easy if you have a good alignment rack like this. This thing, first of all, it rocks because it's like a zero height drive on since it sits flush. That's a bonus of putting in the pit that Johnny did. I mean, he did all of this stuff right, that's for sure. And you drive on with zero angle because these things sit flush, and then you just park the car. It tells you right where to line up your tire, right? So I went ahead and used most vehicles on this thing, and you put the top of the tire, the center line of the wheel right there, and then like block it, lift the car up, get the sensors on, the sensors mount level, and then you roll it forward until it says you're good over there. But you really kind of just roll it forward till you're on the steer plate here. These are plates that this thing floats on so that you can easily steer the car if you need to move the wheels back and forth. It's really cool. It's like a giant bearing assembly. And then, of course, under this thing, being the epic alignment lift that it is, you've got, look at these awesome lights. You've got service air right there. This thing has reels of air in it to get your tire pressures correct. And you can see my very temporary exhaust popped apart. It still needs welded up there. And the rest of this car, man, it's rough. It's just one rough car. Back to the epic alignment lift. It has LEDs all the way along here to light up the underbody of the car so you can see what you're doing, which is really cool. You can see that like control arm it looks like it's bent. Pretty sure that should be straight, but that one's bent too, so who knows? Maybe it's supposed to be bent, but I doubt it. It has eccentric bolts back here. I bet those are all seized up and junk. Stuff dragging on the ground from being lowered. That's unfortunate. And yeah, we're not gonna worry about any of that. We're just gonna come right up here and get these tie rods adjusted correctly. So let's start with that. It's kind of the thing that I know how to do. I've never really aligned a car before. This thing's just really good at telling you exactly what to do. So I just let it kind of teach me how. Everything else I know about aligning is from using a tape measure on the forums. I climbed up in here to set the steering wheel holder to straight. That should be straight and level. I'm kind of just hoping it's straight. It's really weird. You have to kind of eyeball the steering wheel, and I want it to be like scientifically perfect, and there's no way to do that. So I'm pulling this tie rod in. Well, basically what we've learned today is that aligning a stance car is impossible. Take a look at the numbers coming out of this thing. There's our camber that we can't fix. It's not adjustable on this car. It's literally just that bad. Caster's way out. I've got the toe nailed. I know it's red, but it's actually dead on. I wanted 0 and 0. Steer ahead and the toe look right. And if we take a look at the rear, you can see that it's just gone. Completely gone. And there's really not a lot of adjustability back there. It's just completely ruined. Man, if I could, I just want to get this car up and get this alignment right. And I don't think we're going to get much better than this. But I bet it goes straight. Johnny says it's gonna pull no matter what, but I bet it turns in the way I want at this point. Even though this is ruined, actually everything is kind of working out in my favor. The drift alignment setup guide here says go to a 3 to 4 degrees of negative camber. We have -2.8, -2.6. I guess that's pretty close to -3. It says to run a slight amount of toe out. I'm wrong on the zeros. It says to run about an 1/8 inch total of toe out. So we need to add a little bit back in, I guess some positive toe, and as much positive caster as we can get without hitting the fenders. Oof, it looks like we've got quite a bit. So caster really helps a drift car by making it self-steer better. When it starts to drift, you can just let go of the wheel and let it feed through your fingers. Cool. Rear camber should be 0. Rear toe should be close to 0. Well, the only thing I can adjust is the front toe. So let's add a little bit and see how this thing works. All right, I added a 1/2 degree of toe back, and Johnny said go drive it and see if it's right. So that's our game plan. I think it's gonna be way better. Well, Johnny said this thing was gonna pull based on the measurements. And here, I'm not gonna touch the wheel. It does pull, even though it doesn't look like it is right now. It definitely pulls, but it turns in correctly now. I can turn that way, I can turn that way, I can turn that way. It pulls to the right pretty aggressively, but it's a lot better than it was. Yeah, it self-centers a bit too. Well, it looks like the drifting alignment guide was right. That self-centering is pretty great. Now I just need a parking lot we can actually do something in, because this one, it's not the one. There's people here. All right, look at this. That's incredible. It rips back to the center. So I think this is gonna be the first time this thing sends correctly. So I'm gonna throw you guys on this fence right here, and we just got the okay to have some fun in this parking lot. It's a big parking lot. So I'm gonna try to carry some speed into it and see what I can do. Okay, hopefully you're pretty stable. Let's see. Pretty fun. I think we need to weld this diff. I'm pretty sure all of that was just a really loud one tire fire. And this thing rips. That was awesome. I was not expecting to have that much fun today, but you guys saw I was rolling smoke. I don't care if it was a one tire fire. Next up, I don't know if it locks, but next up we weld this diff and we get back out there, and I buy a new set of tires. If you look at these tires, they were brand new when we started, and now it looks like it's had a very hard track day on it. Which means I was only in like first or second, so we've got a good amount of wheel speed back there. So that's awesome. It's honestly really close to where it needs to be. No wonders everybody uses the Z and the S chassis as drift cars. It all just kind of works. Man, what a power plant. This was way better than I was expecting. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchgrgo.com where you get cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. Sorry about the wind. It's like the one nice day in November, and it's just perfect outside. It was the best day to go do this. I think I need an even bigger parking lot next time, because you want a lot of entry speed to do this stuff. And you gotta have the diff welded. I mean, I tried to come in like really hot and get it sideways with the clutch kick, and it would do it, but it didn't stay where I wanted it. And I feel like both tires have to be spinning at the same rate to make that happen. I don't know. I don't know drift science. I'm just kind of figuring this stuff all out on my own. No one's ever told me what to do. I just went to LS Fest and saw some people drift. Thought that'd be cool.